Steph Curry should be in that conversation with Michael Jordan. Everybody always talk about what about uh, Michael Jordan and LeBron? What about Steph and Michael Jordan? Why are they not compared? They should be. When you stop and look at who has transcended the game, it's Steph Curry and Michael Jordan. Those are the two that's left that have had an iconic run in the game that has transcended the sport. Kobe Bryant is the only other one in that category. I'm just saying. Steph Curry, from what he's done in his run, it's never been nothing like it. Kobe and LeBron share a likeness coming straight out of high school. They had the media attention. They were being proclaimed as the next Jordan. He was the next big thing, the chosen one. So those two had something in common. Michael Jordan and Steph Curry had something in common that other people ain't have. And what they had in common was that they were not chosen to be the star of the NBA. Steph Curry was definitely not. Michael Jordan, they kind of saw what he was going to be in the Olympics and say, okay, this guy's going to be a great scorer in the league. Maybe. But we don't really think he's going to be championship material. But yeah, he'll be exciting to watch for a couple of slam dunks. They never expected Michael Jordan to be the face of the entire league and carry it and transcend it to a billion-dollar business. And once Michael Jordan left, for a while, there was a large gap in there when Jordan left. LeBron came, Kobe was winning championships. It was their era. They won their 5 championships. And then it was LeBron's turn. And his run was kind of short-lived. And even though he's got 20 years, I mean, his style of basketball, he never transcended the sport. They did everything for him. Steph Curry came out of high school in Davidson. He went to Davidson. You know, they're not known to do anything, even though he took them to the Final Four tournament and did well with Davidson. Davidson was not known for that. And still, total disrespect. He was traded to the Milwaukee Bucks. And if it wasn't for his poor ankles, he would probably be in Milwaukee somewhere. So the Bucks vetoed the trade, and Steph Curry remained with the Golden State Warriors. And for their own benefit, boy, did that save their franchise. And 2 years later, he became the best player in the NBA. Let that sink in. The best player in the NBA. Then he did it again, back to back. Single-handedly changed the NBA and saved the NBA. Saved it. The ratings were down low. Steph comes along, boom. It's a ratings hike. It's a merchandise hike. He took a small market team, turned it into a global conglomerate. They don't just have Steph Curry jerseys. They got Draymond jerseys. They got Klay Thompson. They're the Splash Brothers. He made Klay famous. being with him. Clay's play did it, but Clay's normally a recluse with the media. He made Clay famous. They're the Splash Brothers. Kerr became famous. The Golden State Warriors became a rock star team like the Bulls. The Miami Heat never became that, even with Wade and Bosh and LeBron. They never became that. They won 2 championships with that team. They went to the finals 4 times and won 2. That's it. Steph Curry has gotten 4 out of 6 times. 4 out of 6. So you kind of got to tip your hat to a guy who has transcended the sport and did it the right way. No real arrogance, not trying to hog the camera in the spotlight. He's just doing it by playing basketball the way it's supposed to be done. And there's nothing wrong with that. Now, we're not saying who will win in a one-on-one, Steph Curry or Michael Jordan. It's not what we're talking about here. We're saying compared to what they've accomplished in the game, Steph Curry probably should be up higher on the list in comparison to Michael Jordan. As far as, when they want to talk about GOATs and legends, Steph Curry is light years above LeBron James. So all around basketball play, ball handling skills, knowledge of the game, shooting, free throw. What do you want to talk? What is LeBron better at? You want to say rebounding? Well, Steph can get about the same rebounds as LeBron James. I've seen him do it. So I'll let the fans decide. But just take in consideration what you're talking about. Steph Curry, right? They love to try to take away from his game and said, well, everybody wants to shoot threes now because of Steph. Steph did more than just shoot threes. That's where you're wrong. It looked pretty when he shoot threes, but as you can see here, he goes to the hole. He drives, he plays off the ball, he shares with his teammates. He can go to the hole and finish. He has the whole package. He has ball handling skills. He can finish at the rim, especially younger Steph. He shoots over 90% from the free throw line. His control of the basketball game and the floor is unmatched. We haven't seen this kind of dominance since Jordan. He has won more frequently and quicker than Michael Jordan. Steph Curry is compatible with the success rate of a Michael Jordan. Now, Kobe won 5 championships. 5. With Shaq and the team they had, he won 3. Then he came and won 2 more. You had Tim Duncan win 5. And Tim Duncan and the Spurs. Steph Curry became what Tony Parker would have become. And was on his way to become if he didn't get hurt. Plus, he's a way better shooter than Tony was. Especially out there from 3. Tony's more of a scorer from the inside the paint. But he worked on his shot. But this is like Tony Parker to the next level. So, just crazy skill set. And that's taking over the league. You got other teams in other cities, everybody liking you, not because of fandom, because they want to see you put on a show. And Steph Curry normally puts on a show everywhere he goes. That's how you take over a league. That's how the Golden State Warriors became a dynasty. This is why they're the hottest ticket in town. In the NBA, that's who the people want to see, the Golden State Warriors. LeBron James is their marketing guru they put all this money into. And you don't get nothing really out of it. Because people, at this point are just saying, we're tired of seeing LeBron James. They've been telling you, you just haven't been paying attention. The people just don't want to see him anymore. His style is no longer appeasing. He never learned how to play the game the right way. It's all athleticism with him. Steph been in those camps when he was younger with Chris Paul. You know, Steph had an NBA dad. And even with an NBA dad, if nothing's guaranteed, his father wasn't like a Hall of Fame basketball player. He was basically a role player who just would catch and shoot threes. In a game where the three wasn't as huge at that time as the overall game. But, Steph was somebody that get in the league and, just be another player of a son. That's what they thought. Too small, too fragile. Never did they see this. Never did they see what he did in Davidson. Oh, that's college. He'll never do that in the pros. Now that he done it in the pros, they still doubt what Steph Curry can do. He won 4 championships. They want to credit it to everybody else. Well, he didn't win MVP of those. Iguodala won it. It's like, come on, they want to take everything away from Steph Curry because they don't want him to be above LeBron James. Because he wasn't picked. He made the league pay attention to him. You see, when you make the league pay attention to you, they have no choice. You see, that's the name of the game now. They have no choice. Now that all of this has transpired, they have no choice but to pay attention to you. You've done something that has blasted their minds. Like, how did you come from nowhere and be able to accomplish what you've accomplished now? That's not supposed to happen. So you look at Steph Curry come up and do what he did in the league. That wasn't supposed to happen. Michael Jordan was supposed to be the guy. Jordan was not supposed to be the man. Oh, no, no, no. The man was Larry. This was Larry's land. So they had it all worked out. It was gonna be the Houston Rockets versus the Lakers. That was gonna be the main show to see who goes to the finals. And Boston was gonna go up against Philadelphia. That's a high stack team. Never did they see Michael Jordan doing what he was doing, and even when he was doing it, the 80s was dominated by Philly, Detroit, Boston. Those guys and those teams were always ahead. Even the Bucks at that time was ahead of the Bulls. And you had the Hawks coming, the Knicks. These teams were, Michael was great, but he wasn't on really good teams at the time. So, he was great individually, but it takes 5. It takes 5. So when Detroit started going to the top of the division and vying for championships, you started to see the difference. So Jordan started to come into his own, trust his teammates around him, play more off the ball, and it made the Bulls more dangerous because Michael could move without the ball and get the ball in his spots and trust his teammates to get him the ball where he wanted him to give him the ball, or they had to step up and make some baskets so that people would have to pay attention to him. And that's what happened. But we need to stop this fake non-comparison of saying Michael Jordan's too good to be compared. We're lying to ourselves because he showed us he's everything plus more when it comes to comparisons to Steph and Curry. So, yeah, that's just bizarre. that somebody would even think that there was even a situation where that wouldn't even be fathomable. Steph Curry is definitely in the conversation. So shouts out to Ticket TV, Mondo Black TV, Kwame Brown Bus Life, Kwame Brown Bus Life 2.0, The Dreamers Pro, and I want to give a shout out to Blood Boxing and 78 Sports TV. It's your boy KARCENO saying we out. Deuces.